What is up? What's up, guys? So, I told you guys I was going to make more of a conscious effort to bring to light things that I see in the Black community that makes absolutely no sense. Nor is it helping. If anything, what I'm about to show you, it feels like it's a joke. I'm stuttering. It's just a joke. Nobody is going to take this serious. I don't understand how they take themselves serious. But if you did not read the description of this video, there is a group called the NFAC, and that's short for the Not Fucking Around Crew. Hello, guys. Hello. How are you? The Not Fucking Around Crew, and their leader is Grand Master Jay. Like I said, I'm just looking on, YouTube. This was last night. I watched this, looking on YouTube. And I'm like, let me watch Jesse Lee Peterson. Turn on Jesse Lee. Immediately, I'm like, I need to watch this because I never really paid attention to this dude. The first thing I noticed when I was watching him, like just getting a feel for him, he is super feminine. Let's just start there. So you got a beta male in charge of a whole group of people. Let me just show you who they are, so I don't have to do too much talking. This is who this group is. The NFAC. They're Not Fucking Around a Coalition. I'm sorry, I said crew. The Not Effing Around Coalition. Do you want updates? Updates on what? Let me make sure I got the right video. NFAC modules. Okay, this is it. These idiots went to Stone Mountain and said that they were, marching to keep Black America safe. Check them out.
Threat, counter threat. Because threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham. I ain't seen shit. Where's July the 4th? All you scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around. Look at what the fuck you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia. Look to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks. We here. Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, motherfucker.
All right. I gave you a proper introduction of the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition. Okay, so now that you know who they are, you got a dose of who the leader is, and he goes by the name of Grand Master Jay. Now I can show you a bit of this interview that I watched that he did with Jesse Lee Peterson. And do me a favor, I know it's late. For some reason, when I do my lives from the studio on my computer, the notifications take forever and a day to go out. So if you could do me a favor, a huge favor, and share this live so that other people could come and laugh and talk. That's what some people need to do sometimes. Sometimes you just have to be able to talk. What do they stand for? The Not Fucking Around Crew. This interview was October 23rd. So about 3 weeks ago. He does have his own show on YouTube. You're absolutely right. They need weapons training. Thank you, Auntie Angie. This was the funniest shit I have watched in a very long time. Jesse Lee Peterson. He is the king of trolling. You've been following Jesse? He is the king of trolling. He gets a lot of people pissed off, you know, and he remains chill. He's like, how do you say it? He's like stone cold. You can say whatever you want to say to him. He does not react. He just laughs. And it's the funniest thing ever. So I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to show all of it because it's over an hour, but I'll show you the funny parts.
If you call me you people one more time, you are not going to have this conversation in person. I'm not you people.
No, what I mean is why
no,
you
I don't
got
want to hear that anymore. That is a racial microaggression. I don't play that, bro.
the NFAC.
I don't play that, bro. No. The conversation just went south.
Do you see how feminine he is? I don't play that. What man acts like this? And look at him. Just look at how he's dressed, bro. I watched this with my son. Oh my God. I watched this with my husband. And the first thing he said is he looks like Morpheus from the Matrix. He looks like Morpheus. I'm like, damn, you're right. On top of that, who takes him serious? Like, he's been on national news speaking for the Black community, and nobody in the Black community has stepped up to be like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's not in the same fight that we're in. Because once you hear parts of this interview, I'm sitting here wondering, who the hell is he fighting? And why is there a need for them, like this specifically? What do we need a coalition for Black people? If you're not even going to go pay attention to the actual people that are hurting the community. Because I don't see them going to Chicago, Charlotte in the hood, and getting these gang members straight. We just saw them marching at Stone Mountain talking to KKK members, and wasn't no KKK there, nor have they threatened Black people. I'm just saying. Let me play this.
That we've seen that have begun to deteriorate in this country, in spite of all the great opportunity that you speak of, in spite of all the wealth that this country has amassed, in spite of all the political power that this country has around the world, it is still subjecting a certain population within its borders to what we would call human rights violations. So it's not what we want from them. We don't want anything. What we want is the right to determine our own destiny and the ability to defend ourselves. If you study the history of militias within this country, and I don't know why it's such an issue that Black people formed the militia when there have been white militias around for years, and the purpose that they serve under the Constitution in the event that they have to be called up by the president to augment military function within the state or for the nation. It didn't become an issue until Black people decided to form a militia to protect themselves, not to attack anyone, not to demand anything. But militias are used to emphasize a political position. The Democrats have militias that actually went out and committed acts of violence back in the 1800s. The Republicans had militias that went out and drove their points home during the Civil War. We, as a militia, would simply push forward a political point that no one who is not going to honor or try to help the Black people to try to overcome together with us the 5 things that we have determined from a census that has been done across, we hope, most of the population, that we can have those that require us to have our political support or our financial support. That you would have to do like every other demographic does,
listen to
that
Jesse.
agrees to enforce or to uphold this particular manifesto that we come up with that's beneficial to those of us who have a melanated persuasion within this country and worldwide.
Everything that you just said sounds like a bunch of complaints. It's so weak. when I was growing up under the Jim Crow law in Alabama on the plantation, black men were not complaining and they were not weak like that. Instead, they got married, they raised families, and they taught us that too by examples. And even though Jim Crow law was in existence, it didn't interfere with our personal lives, our family lives, and our friendship with other white people who were not a part of that, because it was a Democratic Party thing that put that together. And it's kind of, it's hard for me.
Interesting that you say that.
Let me just finish this. I want to ask a question with it. It's hard for me to see grown black men complaining and acting angry and trying to complain about systemic racism, which doesn't exist, about what the white man is or is not doing. And white people are not holding black people back at all. I see that you guys organize your organizations, you march the street with guns, but you're not doing anything about morality. You're not getting married. You're not raising decent children. You're not starting businesses. You're not stopping the gang violence. You can organize to march up and down the streets, complain about white people, but you won't do anything about the black on black crime, the out of wedlock birth. And that's the role of the men to lead the way. That's the role. I know, but let me just say, that's the role of lead. That's the role of leading the way for the black women. Why aren't you guys doing that? Why aren't you guys doing that?
What is your question?
Why aren't you guys, instead of running up and down the street and complaining about so-called systemic racism and all that, why aren't you as men leading the way for the black women and children?
So first of all, let me answer your question. Number one, we haven't run up and down the street and done anything, so don't terminize us that way. Additionally, we haven't made a complaint about anything. Secondly, you shocked me that you haven't done your research about the NFAC. We are very deeply involved in gang
reconciliation. But you just said systemic racism and all that.
If that doesn't exist. I let you talk, sir. If two black men are going to sit here and have a conversation, then let's have a conversation.
Respond to my question.
I'm responding, but to cut me off while I'm talking is a form of disrespect.
Hey, do y'all know any men that talk like this? This sounds like a man and a woman having some sort of dispute. I will put the link up. This was the funniest interview that I have ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen a man behave like this. Yeah, hopefully it comes through and you guys can see it. I posted the link. I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Disrespect that I don't tolerate.
Go ahead.
As I said before, if you had done your research on the NFAC, which I can tell you haven't, number one, we're not complaining. We issue no complaint. We don't protest. We don't demonstrate. And I've made that very clear in many of my interviews. We form military formations and we move from one place to the other. We don't chant, we don't wave signs, we don't go out and say anything. We move in silence. There is no proof of us doing that. We don't run up and down the streets. We have addressed two situations tactically which have produced fruit. One of those was the March on Stone Mountain to address a threat that was made to all black people on July 4th against all black people by the white supremacists, the KKK that normally meets there. We tactfully went there. They weren't there. Additionally, our second mission was the getting transparency in the Breonna Taylor case, since the city of Louisville felt like they weren't getting any traction. And I went into that city, met with all of the powers to be, had a responsible conversation, have gained the transparency that we wanted, haven't fired a shot, haven't broken a law, haven't threatened anyone, haven't done a damn thing. So I don't know who you think you're talking about, but our organization doesn't do that. Additionally, when you talk about gangs and what's happening within the black community, we're deeply involved in gang reconciliation with the California Black Writers. We are married to many of the organizations at the grassroots levels that are doing things like addressing the problems that are systemic within the black race. We're not just complaining to white people, and I'm insulted that you would sit here and paint this picture of what you call our little movement, which is the most significant organization.
He about to roll his neck too.
In the pro-black movement in the last 60 years, and it's something that's never been done in the existence of this country.
You see how smooth Jesse is? I think I would have went the fuck off and been like, look, stop acting like a female man and talk to me. Jesse's just like, okay, all right, I'm gonna ask you the same question again.
What you all doing is, if you can organize a rally, if you can organize and go and pretend that the police brutality is happening and racism is happening, why don't you organize in Black people to return to God, get married, raise decent children, start businesses? Why don't I buy land? You can do that in America. Why not put that same effort to rebuilding families? Because the real reality is that Black people are suffering, those who are suffering,
I beg you
due
to
to the
stop
moral
again, sir.
character.
I beg you to stop again, sir. This interview is going to end prematurely if you don't stop sitting there, letting me know how little you know about us. If you study
I know
us, you'll
about all
find
the
out
stuff you just
we're
named,
doing just that. We're doing everything you said.
but it
As
doesn't
a
show
matter of fact,
anywhere.
at the beginning of this conversation, you asked me what was my religion, and I didn't want to get into it because I didn't want to get into a theological discussion. But since you opened the door, allow me to walk through it. Not only do I teach on the regular on a show called Facts Over Feelings, where we deal with just those issues, where we encourage things such as group economics, where we talk about the stabilization of the American family, where we talk about the fact and where we teach on things such as post-slave traumatic stress syndrome, where we talk about the fact that we have to raise our racial esteem and begin to recapture the unity that we had before. I'm doing all of those things, and most of the people in the NFAC are of the same religious faith and persuasion and believe in all of those principles. If you study us, you'll find out that I made it very clear that one of our goals was not just the protection of the Black community, but the protection of the Black community so it could self-heal and we could assist with all of those things that you just named. Every last thing that you just named, we have already been doing.
I don't see any proof, and I've looked around the country and I've asked and I've interviewed all types of people. I don't see anywhere where Black people are building. I do see that everywhere they go, they destroy. For an example, there's a terrorist attack upon America right now by the radical far left Black lesbians, the Black Lives Matter people, and the Antifa and all that. They're destroying. And Black people are stealing and robbing and no shame about it. They are taken from the white man and they feel that. I didn't grow up like that. And then Black people didn't, when I was growing up, Black people didn't think as a group. They thought as an individual, as Christians, as American citizens. So they built. And those Black who was of decency, they hung out with. Those who were not, they didn't hang out with. Why do you guys have to act like all Blacks are the same? You got to have this movement going. Why not just live as normal people and treat everybody equally?
How can you sit there and say live as normal people and act like something that exists right in front of your face is even playing out as we're talking about? Systemic racism does exist.
There's no proof of that.
In the book Brainwashed by Tom, I didn't cut you off, sir. In the book Brainwashed by Tom Harrell, he talks about people like you, people who don't realize that we've only been off the plantation for about 155.
God, when I tell you, he says some of the best lines. I don't know where he got it from. I don't know. I heard he ran for president. Somebody just told me in the comment section. I did hear that again when I was doing a little bit of research on him. I'm just saying, like, who is taking this serious? We can't take him serious with these glasses on. We can't take him serious with that shirt on. I can't take his haircut serious. I can't take him. His speech, the way he talks, his cadence. It all seems like I'm going to put something extra on. That's what it feels like to me watching this. It doesn't feel genuine. He wants a nation to take, and he wanted Texas. Oh no, we are cocked and ready. He tried to run for the president of the United States. No lie. We watch that one, so I'll show you. Now look, I think it's dope that he even tried. He tried to run for presidency. Uh-oh. So this is a video from when he ran for presidency. And I've never seen this before, so we're both reacting to this at the same time. Look, you got to it before I could get to it. He absolutely did. He did say post-traumatic slave syndrome. I can't. Where's this damn video at? Listen to this man, this grown ass man. I don't know if he's married or not, but ooh, who would want to marry this? I'm just saying.
Fucking night. This is some grown folk shit right here. I wasn't going to say anything. I thought you all were stronger and smarter than that, but I feel that some of you all are getting a little fucking distracted. So I decided to come live to say this. To all you motherfuckers out there asking me about something that I said 5 years ago when I ran for the presidency, you know, the one that you didn't know that I was running for when I was trying to be the president of all people. If you want to know the answer to that question, then come get the answer on the front lines in Louisville when the NFAC marches into that city to confront the white militia and to get justice for Breonna Taylor. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and stop sitting around with your judgmental ass, because you ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. And what someone does in the past does not anything to do with what they're doing right now. Don't keep bringing me this
What did he do in the past? Does anybody know? Does anybody know who this guy is? Why does everyone want to place blame and never take responsibility? That's exactly why I'm doing this show. Yes, we are going to laugh at him because he's ridiculous, but I also want to show people, like, look, this man has created a militia to protect the Black community against racism and white supremacy. I don't know how long they have been a group, but since they've been a group, okay, there have still been Black murders that have occurred. There's still young Black men dying. There are still gangs controlling the neighborhoods. So what do you, like, you have a militia to fight what? At this point, what are you fighting? Because the invisible enemy that I just named is not affecting the Black community at all. You marching at Stone Mountain proves that you are more of a clown than I thought you were. And then you made a whole video. To respond to people asking about what you said 5 years ago. You try to put a little promo in there and say, if you want to know and you want to find out, then you get your ass on the front lines or shut the fuck up. Like, that's supposed to make people want to come out and support your demonstrations. I think Marlon's sleeping. If he's not, somebody tag Marlon in the comment section. I would love to have Marlon on. What did he do 5 years ago? I want to know what he did 5 years ago, but I don't feel like looking for it. John Fitzgerald. Is he a paid actor? What? 1 second. Sorry. I don't know what he did. All I have is this video. Okay. I don't even know if I want to go down this rabbit hole. Please check your PM. Did you send me something? Let me see. Man, I don't have. Never heard of him. So yes, sir. He was a failed DJ. What happened? I have no idea. If what he said 5 years ago doesn't matter, why is he harping on the facts of America so bad? Joe Marshall, he was a failed DJ. Okay, thanks, Chelly. Okay, while I'm looking for what the hell he did, I'm going to play the rest of this.
YouTube bullshit and people sitting around criticizing a black man that's out here doing something when your fat ass sitting at home ain't doing nothing. You don't want to find out the true answer, but if you got the backbone, get your weapon and meet me on the fucking front line. Otherwise, I don't want to hear that shit. Bitch, ain't you ever evolved before? Ain't you ever changed your mind? I made those statements when Barack Obama was in office. Now,
he said all lives matter. Are you serious? So black people are pressing him about saying all lives matter. Wow. I have heard it all. He says you can't judge someone by what they did in the past, but he judges others for what happened 200 years ago. You guys are making too much sense. I don't know what that is. You're making too much sense. Sunny sent him the link he just supplied. Okay. This is why I will never take the black community serious when it comes to stuff like this. And this is why no one else should walking planet Earth. You have a man and his militia group fighting white supremacy. White supremacy. And white supremacy is not destroying our neighborhoods. Woo! This would be a great remix for Corey. I would love to have a conversation with him. He could actually be effective if he was going to where the violence and pro-black community. Should I say that? Okay, you're right. The pro-black community. This is why I will never take the pro-black community serious. I don't understand him or his angle because he's talking about, nonsensical things. I wish I could understand him, Angie, but damn. He's out there and his movement could be great if he directed that attention somewhere else to where it was needed. What's up, big bro?
That man's a fool, by the way.
I hadn't seen him. I've seen him because we talked about him before, but I never looked at the leader.
He a fool.
I watched Jesse Lee Peterson and I was in actual tears. He acted like just a woman. Just
who? Jay? Who, Jay?
Yeah, Grand Master Jay.
Yeah, because he is. He doesn't even know. Okay, so he has people that he considers gun experts in his group, right?
Yeah.
That don't even know how magazines fit. Like he was talking about AR and then mentioning 22s.
He's talking about guns. Don't make me pull it up.
The guy does not mention, he doesn't know anything about guns, but he talks a lot about how he, you know, he has his militia ready to go. And this is the same guy that his trained people shoot each other all the time. I'm just saying, so I don't know.
Oh my God, demonstrates his knowing of firearms. Look, he's a
Play it. It's funny shit. Play it.
he's an old man with nothing to do. Oh my God.
He's hilarious.
Oh, where's it at? Okay, let me close this one out, and I'm going to show you this guy giving a gun demonstration.
He's so
And
good.
He's teaching other people to do this, and you
'Cause he knows
idiots
guns.
are following him.
He knows
Like
guns, so he's the best.
Adult men, they must have like daddy issues because these are adult men getting behind this fool. Oh my God. What
Well,
the
yeah.
fuck's wrong
Come on,
with
Grant.
y'all, bro?
Come on, Grant.
Yeah, give me the other ones.
It's my first weapon that I ever bought. I bought this weapon back in 1990 in Germany. This is an XR-15 Shorty. We call it a bullpup because this bitch got kicked to it. This bitch will knock you the fuck down. The interesting thing about this weapon is if I pull back the bolt, see that? See the bolt? There's no bullet in there. Pay very close attention. If I'm not paying attention and I take this weapon and I bang it, look what just happened. The bolt goes forward. The weapon has fired. I didn't touch the trigger. I just simply banged it on the table. If you sit down and you bang this on the ground, you will blow your head off. It happens in basic every day. And you all get a letter and a flag saying your son was killed in a training accident. An old shotgun, if you drop it, it will fire. So don't believe these motherfuckers running around talking about you shouldn't have had your hand on the trigger. You don't have to have your hand on the trigger. Let me show you again. I'm going to sit down. I'm tired. You just committed an incident. Your hand was not on the trigger. Doesn't make a difference whether, and it was all safe. Unless you understand weapons for real, don't you listen to these motherfuckers who have no intention of ever picking up one and who don't understand that weapons go off by themselves all the time.
Bruh. Bruh. You saw what I saw, right? Muted.
How do you... Okay. He just fucked my mind all up.
Rewind it. Where's David?
Did he just come and say?
No. You actually.
What is up? What's up,
Okay.
man?
I got. Yeah.
Man, listen.
Have him look at it and see if he laugh like I do. I'm gonna mute for a minute.
Let
Okay.
me tell you, that's not a bull pump. That's not a bull pump.
It's not.
No, it's not a bull pump. A bull pump is a firearm where pretty much all the firing mechanisms are behind your wrist. It's a totally different configuration than an AR rifle. This incident is him explaining, right? This is after they had a discharge go off. and they shot one of their own people, I think.
Oh my God.
Back to Jay.
That doesn't happen. I mean, I'm actually assembling a AR-15 right now.
Nice.
Like,
My husband did his too. His is
It's
really
not-
nice. I like his too.
it's not going to go off if you bang it on a table.
Yes, it will. It will shoot your head off. Then you listen. You will die a certain death.
Now,
It'll fire right into your mouth and you'll eat the bullet. That's what he said.
Now, you have to understand. Now, he said he bought that gun in Germany. It's just so much.
You gotta look. I don't know anything about guns.
No, we
So
already roasted this guy, man.
You did? This is my first time hearing about him.
Me and Kevin.
Bruh, he's good. He's good. He's a professional.
Yo, that's just craziness, man. That is wild.
You wonder why they shoot each other? Do you wonder why they shoot each other?
I seen this video, right? But I thought he got away with this shit. You know? I thought that was going away. I thought this was the end of it. Everybody knows he's a joke. He goes off into history. We don't never have to hear about Grand Master Jay ever again.
No, Grand Master Jay.
You could learn from this man. This man knows how to assemble guns. He knows what guns are, and he knows how they go off.
Apparently,
You know?
he has a YouTube channel, which I didn't know. It's called Fact Over Feeling.
So we broke a lot of their stuff down, right? They have guns, right, where the scope is on backwards. The scope on the rifle is backwards, and like, yo, it's bad. There's a lot of bad shit. It is.
Oh.
So this is why you're right. We can't take the pro-black woke.
No, it's the pro-black. Trust me, I tell you. Like, I got into a thing with this because it kind of breaks my heart that they get to use the term pro-black.
Yeah, facts. I feel you on that 100% because they're not pro-black.
I'm still laughing at this guy. I'm still laughing at it. Because he's so confident in what he's saying too. Like, it is facts.
No, but it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when you actually want people to take this stuff. Like, we do have issues in the black community. It is what it is. But nobody takes the black community serious because of people like him. I'm telling you.
Well, it's the optics, right? Because you have people like Maj Touré and them with Black Guns Matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, serious people who are actually about it, you know? Then you got this dude running around and yeah, you know.
I wonder if Colin Moore ever did a reaction to that.
He probably won't touch it.
He probably would.
Nah, he probably wouldn't touch it, man.
Now I gotta play it again. It only got 30,000 views, so he ain't go viral. He need to go viral.
Yeah.
I like him. He know what he's talking about.
This guy, man.
He got skills.
This is my first weapon that I ever bought. Bought this weapon back in 1990 in Germany. This is an XR-15 shorty. We call it a bullpup because this bitch got kicked to it. This bitch will knock you the fuck down.
No,
So that's not true.
That's why it's called the bullpup.
Yeah, so I mean, whenever you call something a shorty or a short build or a pistol build, it wouldn't be. That is pretty much a standard length barrel. There's nothing short or shorty about that gun. This is funny, man.
I can grasp that part.
Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah, I think Colin did. He did do one, but I don't. He didn't
You see
touch.
this?
He didn't touch. Yeah, that's a bullpup. See what I'm saying? All the
Yeah.
firing mechanisms are behind the wrist. That is a bullpup.
Okay, so nothing would be in front of
Totally
the wrist.
different weapon.
It's all
That's
behind.
more like a puppy. What he's got in his hand is a puppy, and
Yeah, Colin Noor did do a reaction video, but he was more serious about it.
See that? See the bolt? There's no bullet in there. Pay very close attention. If I'm not paying attention and I take this weapon and I bang it, look what just happened.
What just happened?
Yeah. That doesn't mean that the weapon fired. That is that's your
Ty is
boat,
like, man, this
that's
is
your
painful.
boat. That's your boat carrier group
that's
going back
action
to the,
going forward, man. That's just the action.
that's your boat carrier group going into the home position. That's what that is. So if you racked it, you could actually rack it, and then a bullet would pop out.
Pop out of there.
You can put it back. It doesn't mean that it's fired. It
It's
doesn't
not on fire.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that the firing pin just went,
Unless your gun's dirty or you got something wrong inside there, it will not just fire by knocking the gun on the ground and the action going forward. That is not that.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, that's it. You just put, so your boat carrier group in the home position.
Look, I'm not even a gun connoisseur, right? I'm now learning, and that's like one of the first pieces of information you get in just learning gun. You don't even have that stuff later on. That's something that you learn about the first phase of guns. You can be a dummy about guns and still know what that is.
The fact that he said it shot and it didn't shoot is
Yeah, that shit.
you do this, it's gonna shoot, and it didn't.
I mean, here's okay. Here's where it gets crazy, right? It's because it's already this stigma with black men having rifles. It's already, what I'm saying? Now, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's a whole bunch of us trying to fight off this kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? We shoot pistols sideways. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like we now we think the damn gun going off if you bang it on the table. No. The only thing that can release a firing pin is that trigger.
Like I say, okay, say for instance you got something wrong with your, like you really got a dirty gun. You ain't clean nothing.
It's not gonna.
And you have something caught inside, right? And even if you have something caught inside there, and you bang the gun down, that will still not fire.
No, it
the
won't
bullet.
fire. No.
All that does is rack it in. That's all. It's not gonna.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening like that. I don't know where he gets this from. I don't even think he went through safety for that gun.
Well, like I said, I think this is after they had like a misfire happen where it was, and somebody actually got like shot.
So that was his explanation.
There were 2 incidents like that. That's more reason for him to shut up. That's even more reason for him to shut up.
That's worse because you just told people. You told people they got shot because of this.
I'm tired.
Well, there wasn't even a table when the gun went off. Come on now.
Yeah.
God.
The bolt
The dude was holding the gun.
goes forward. The weapon has fired. I didn't touch the trigger. I just simply banged it on the table. If you sit down and you bang this on the ground, you will blow your head off. It happens in basic training every day.
So this is craziness, man.
You said people get their head blown off in training every day. Man, we got a lot of dead soldiers, bro.
Yo,
Ty, you hurt, man.
There's no excuse for this, man. You know, like
So you gotta send me that video. Send me that video, please. I
man,
need that.
I gotta have Kevin Dixie on. Kevin Dixie is cool too, man. He off the chain, man. He's a gun.
Where's he at? We need to have and he knows about guns. He could tell us about this right quick.
Yeah,
So serious.
Yeah, I did I had an interview with the rapper Twister. You know, he just started a gun training class course.
Nice.
Him and I just had them on my show, and they was talking about, you know, all of this kind of stuff. Like,
welcome to the party.
Go try it right now.
Bruh.
Yeah, blow his
I'm gonna go try it and let you know if it works. I'll let you know.
Fucking,
And you all get a letter and a flag
like,
saying your son was killed in a training accident. An old shotgun. If you drop it, it will fire. So don't believe these motherfuckers running around talking about you shouldn't have had your hand on the trigger. You don't have to have your hand on the trigger. Let me show you again.
Solidify my stupidity.
I'm going to sit down. I'm tired. You just committed an incident. Your hand was not on the trigger.
you can only get away. You can only get away with this because we don't have the knowledge of weaponry. You know what I'm saying? We don't have firearm knowledge. Like, you can't get away with it. When this first happened, white people was rolling. You know what I'm saying? And black people were like, damn.
He knows what he got it straight.
These are the fools that think they're gonna take out rednecks.
No, they didn't. Actually, well, I did a video calling that out. He actually went and said they were going to go get justice for Breonna Taylor. And if something didn't happen, then they was going to do, but that didn't happen. They just left. So even after everything happened with Breonna Taylor, now, you know, it's like they just got amnesia.
But I'm asking though, are these the same people that think they're gonna take rednecks out if rednecks come out of hiding?
Well, they were supposed to meet with the Klan at Stone Mountain in Georgia, I believe.
Because they had a suicide pact, right?
Man, they went up there knowing what nobody gonna be there. He did all that for a show.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you it's kind of hard, right? Whenever I like guns. Like I'm a 2A guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like somebody like this playing around. It's like,
yeah,
it doesn't do anybody any good. Like, I don't get what the purpose is. You know, like he's just running around playing soldier.
Yep.
But it's deeper implications for everybody else. You know. Now we all are crazy, like gun idiots, you know?
Dude.
Dumbo Circus, man. Dumbo Circus.
This is why
I say, if there was a civil war and there are people like this running around thinking they're going to stop crazy white people,
you gotta let them go first.
Bro, it'd be like cannon fodder, man. It's like
that's the front line.
You going after, look, I was talking to somebody today. You're literally going after people. You're telling me that the people who sit in trees for hours sniping deer, you're talking about people who just shoot squirrels out of trees for fun, shoot at rabbits running at like 60 miles an hour and just sniping them in the head. You gonna try and face them people with this clown?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't co-sign it, man. On the front end, they just running around like threatening people and inviting the issues and shit. You know, they bringing it on. Like, I would never do that. You know, not like also, okay, we here, where you at? Like, you know, it's like a challenging people to war. Fuck out of here. Like, that shit ain't gonna work.
Woo! Thank you for the laugh, Tony. I needed that.
Wait, it's funny, but it's sad because there are
No,
a
it
whole
ain't
lot
sad.
of black men that follow this
It ain't
dude.
sad. It ain't sad, and I'll tell you why it's not sad.
It's sad that we are. This is how it's sad that
No.
people are
I'll
eating
tell you
this
why.
dude up.
Let me tell you why it's not sad, Suni.
Why?
Because this is the information age. Okay? This age is the information age. If you are dumb enough to just take one source and run with it, you deserve every ounce of lead that flies into your ass at that point. It didn't take me 5 minutes. It didn't take me 5 minutes if I didn't know something to Google what it actually is by words he said. If you can't do that, and you listen to fools that just listen to him because of his name, whatever happens to you, I don't have to feel bad for you, and I'm not going to feel sad, because you have a phone in your hand, right in your damn hand, that you're watching it on, that you can say, I wonder if that's true. Oh, he a liar. Whoop, gone. Cancel that from your brain. They can't even do that.
Yeah.
They literally can't even do that.
I like that. That's like my favorite talking point about a lot of shit, man. It's the information age, man. It's no excuse. You know, it's absolutely no excuse.
Ignorance ain't an excuse no more, man. You if you can't do the research, then something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. It's ignorance on purpose at that point. Like you literally decided you don't want to research anything, and you're just gonna remain stupid.
Yeah,
this ain't like back in the day when we had to leave the house, go to the library to get this information. When I was growing up, that's how I had to do it. If I needed to know something, library. Man.
Yeah, he said he was on some All Lives Matter shit not too long ago, and people been bringing those clips up.
Clout, man. He's feeling forgotten. He's feeling forgotten.
What are they wearing? Like, why?
They
You're
got
not
that
going
from
to use none of that.
Well,
they bought that from Wish.
Well, another thing is, you know, a lot of people brought up is that black is not
tactical.
It's not. It makes you more seen, you know. You can't make this shit up, man.
Hey, NFAC, man. NFAC.
How many people are in this organization? Do you know? Does anybody know?
I have no idea.
Close to 3,000 is the last number I heard.
Yeah. I mean,
that's 3,000 silly people.
That we really want the truth. And that's what they want. I'm delivering on my part of the bargain. Now, what they told me, what I told them, I hope they like me. I really do. So we can get to a resolution. So somebody.
You see where that gun's aiming?
Down at their feet.
But you see whose foot it's aiming at, right?
His.
Trigger discipline. Gun discipline. Come on.
Hopefully he don't bang it.
And he might get his foot blowed off.
He bang it, his foot's gone. Damn.
Yeah, there's some wild shit, man.
That was the goal. That's how I felt the week.
Bruh.
It went great. The place is not on fire. You're not running this shit. Okay? Y'all keep that out. The cameraman still got his camera. Okay? Everybody took your car. We're not going door to door killing people. Okay? It's not chaos in the land like everybody doom and gloom like they forecast. But black people arm themselves.
This dude wants attention. Ain't nobody died, did they? Ain't nobody stole your car, did what? Where are you? What? In what world would that even happen? That have black people attached to it.
He's talking about what happens in the hood is really what he's doing. But he's trying to, you know, run the stereotype. See, we're not doing that out here. That's not what we really do.
It was a group out here in Dallas. I think they were called the I want to say the something Watchmen, and there was a group of black men who they decided that they wanted to patrol their own neighborhoods and shit. So they went out and they weren't in like this, but they were armed in regular clothes, and they was just out pretty much making their presence known in their community. They wasn't on some, we try to get justice for this or that. It's like, no, we want a safer community. I gotta look up the name of that group, but
Nice.
yeah, they was moving around like that out here in Dallas. I think they still there, you know.
I wish they would do that across the U.S. instead of this clown shit, because, like, we're sitting here laughing at this. We're sitting here laughing at this.
Yeah, it's a joke. It is. It's a joke.
It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty damn
I'm
funny.
sorry. It is funny.
It's hilarious. I'm just look at these man's shoes. Ain't none of them got on. This don't even look like a steel toe boot. What is that?
And
It's church shoes, man.
And you said it's a bullpup. Yo.
But, hey, Tuni.
Yeah.
I appreciate the laughter, but I got a kid to go discipline. And yeah, I might have to pull out my bullpup and bang the gun on the table a couple of times.
Yeah.
All right, man.
I'll catch you up tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, this is
Whew.
yeah, I guess this was right around the Breonna Taylor situation. They swore they was gonna do something and they didn't do anything. They just if I remember correctly, they left like 2 days early or something like that. Yeah, it was a joke, man.
None of that happened. My people perform professionally. They were done.
You made it clear that you want to see some action. It's been 4 months since Breonna Taylor was killed. How much time after today is it yet again not acceptable that we're not getting any answers?
Okay, so I need everybody to stop suffering from what we call quarantine amnesia. You see, everybody talks like the quarantine didn't happen. Like it's been business as usual for 4 months. It has not. The whole world got terrified. Ran in the house and closed the door. Scared to breathe and cough. Nobody gave a damn about the judicial system. Everybody act like that didn't happen. We didn't come out of our cave until like the end. Then we got to business. So really it hasn't been 4 months. It's been June and July.
Yo, man, that shit wild, man.
She called him out. He said, "Look, I only been out here 2 months. It wasn't 4."
Yo, man, June and July. Yo, this shit is crazy, man. Yeah, my people professional.
They pointing the guns at him. Man.
What's going on with the person above? Is that a finger and a fingernail?
Where? Yeah.
Yo, this is too much, man.
Yep, she's got a nail on.
Too much, man. Yo, man, get the fuck out of here, man. I can't go, man. This is too much. That's his backup. I'm cool on that, man. Grand Master Jay is a joke. Yeah, the yellow fingernail, yeah. The fuck?
Oh my God. They pretty much walked them out of. He wasn't going to come there and do nothing. That's the thing about it. And these idiots followed behind him like he was going to actually do something. Well, he was never going to do anything. And none of y'all was going to pop off and do nothing.
Well, that's the situation right now, right? Okay, so in Texas, like, guns don't intimidate people, right? You can show up with all the guns you want. But here you have to draw a hard line and you have to fucking mean it. Like, if you cross it, we shooting, you know? You don't just say we go in there with guns and that's going to make something happen. Like, you don't just get respect because you just pulled up with a bunch of guns.
Right.
I don't think that they understand this, you know?
He has a DJ video. I don't even want to watch this. I
Yeah,
promise you.
he was a DJ. Yeah. That's when he was playing the music. He was like, "Yo, I would get on some revolution stuff, but y'all ain't ready for that." Yeah, that was a good video.
Grand Master Jay.
Yeah, man, we roasted this dude up for like 3 days straight, and then I thought he was gone. That's why I looked over here. I was like, "Damn, what they doing over there with Grandmaster Jay?" I thought something new happened.
You have to send me his video. No, he just did an interview with Jesse Lee Peterson in
Really?
October, and I was showing everybody. I'm like,
I got to go back and watch it.
this man has a very just like feminine way of responding to another man. Like when he challenged.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Like Jesse challenging him, and he was like
Jesse said,
rolling his neck. You know, I thought it was
Jesse said, "No, I need to go back and watch that one. I missed that one."
I played like the first 14 minutes of it. It's hilarious.
That's amazing.
Amazing. He called him everything but a beta male. I was waiting for him to come out and say it.
Beta male.
He's my favorite. I'm in Texas and they showed up here and was run out just as quick as they showed up. You sent it to my Facebook.
Yeah, guns don't intimidate people here in Texas. Yeah, people are funny. Yeah,
let me see.
Yeah, people are funny. Yeah, so I mean, he made a whole bunch of threats. Went out to Louisville. Next thing you know, they left like 2 days early, and they didn't say anything else.
Clown talk. I have a lot of messages, man. I'm just gonna be real. I don't know where it is, and I don't see it. I've got too many messages. Did I link what? I didn't even think he was a real DJ. Just saying.
Nah, he was like a DJ before he turned into this general.
Okay, DJ fails. This might be it. He looks like Morpheus to me. All the time.
I don't know, man. He not militant to me.
God. This is the legend.
It's a joke, man.
Y'all see it.
Yo, this is like a comedy skit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a big joke. Like, somebody sat down and wrote a comedy script. Like, this is how it's gonna go, right? A guy goes through a midlife crisis. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Loses hope in his DJ career, but decides to become a social justice warrior general.
And he ran for president.
Well, that's some wild shit, man. Yes, Morpheus. Yeah, man.
Ran. Oh my God. And he lost to Trump. Wow. That has to be the biggest slap in the face to him.
Oh, yeah. He ran for president. I forgot, man. Yeah. It's so wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the pro-blacks, man. Real talk, man. This is the kind of shit that comes out of there, man. I ain't even know. There's no way around it. There's no way around it.
Oh my God. Made me think of Samuel L. Jackson when he had his glasses on, not the sunglasses. I got that vibe from him. I feel like he took on, he got to trying to be the knockoff version of Samuel. But God, this shit is hilarious. I'm sorry. I had to pause it when he
It's too much. Can you imagine that's your dad? Can you imagine that's your dad? You know what I'm saying? You like, hang it up, Dad. It's not fucking 92 no more. You know what I'm saying? This ain't fucking house party. All right, Dad. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in motherfucking supreme glad, y'all.
You know?
I'm acting a fool because I ain't never been here before.
Dad, it's dinner time.
I ain't never been in nigga shit before.
Dad, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga shit is weird, y'all. Nigga shit is real strange, y'all. Shit is real, y'all. And I'm just hanging out here for a minute. I ain't doing nothing else, just talking shit. But y'all know what? It's all hip hop right here.
Wow, you fucking lied. That is not hip hop, dog.
Yo.
I don't know what that is.
Yo, can you imagine that's your dad though? Like, yo, that's some wild shit, man.
I would tell people like my dad is playing. He's not serious. He's just trying to get a check.
Yeah, I would love to have all those records though. But yeah, it's just like nope. Nope. Yeah, left the house early for sure. 15-year-old expat.
Did you see that new video that Trump put out about Dominion? No, I reported on Dominion and how
y'all paying attention to what happened with the Supreme Court? With the Supreme Court being dispersed to the districts?
Yeah, I talked about that the night it happened. Yep.
Oh man, I was watching Roland Martin today. Oh my god, man. I love it. I be watching the left. I love watching left news, like leftist news. I've just been watching. I turn. I watched it go from he's denying the results to he's crazy to why won't he say Joe Biden's the elect to now it's like why aren't the Democrats doing something about it? You know what I'm saying? I heard Chink say that on the Young Turks and why aren't the Democrats do anything? It's like, wait, do anything about what? The baseless, no evidence. Why should they do anything? Remember, there's nothing there.
They made another video. They updated, and they said that this is Trump's attempted coup.
It's a coup now because at first it was like, there's no evidence. There's nothing to worry about. He's crazy, right? I'm glad they shut that bitch up on Fox News. And now it's like, it's a coup. It's like, wait a minute. How did it become a coup in the last 24 hours? It went from no evidence, nothing to worry about, to a coup.
Woo! We got to watch this, guys.
This is Yo, at the 0-0-0 mark, we already have pressed lips. Pressed lips.
Wow. Let me watch this.
Super important updates on Trump's attempt to steal this election.
Oh my God.
Not hyperbole.
How is he stealing it? First of all, we have to talk about how he's stealing it.
Through the courts. not by tanks and jet fighters, not through kidnapping people and executing people. We talking about stealing through the court system, through the
because Trump is really in control when it comes to that. He can totally make them do what he wants them to do.
Yeah, he's legally stealing the election.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I love it.
1,000,000% real. It's a political coup that's happening right now. It is likely to be unsuccessful, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't be concerned. We definitely should be concerned. I have really important updates on it, which I'm going to share with you right now. Before I do that, let me do the usual here. Video is sponsored by twostrongcoffee.com/TYT. And
you just said that Trump was attempting a coup.
here's the thing.
I gotta give you updates, but first let me go ahead and sponsor this.
So with the leftist media, right? The awesomeness is it's more than likely not going to work, but this is important. This isn't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just like, they the hope in the life and the just goofiness is just so strong that they can't let it all out. You know what I'm saying? Like when shit hits the fan, it's gonna be like, like they're gonna be saying like, how could this happen? As they watched it all unravel and they doubted it and they ignored it and then they blacklisted it and then they shadow banned it and then they did all of this. And they're gonna act like all of this happened in one day.
And it was, how did it happen? Oh my God! How did we get here, guys?
Yeah,
it's organic. It's fair trade. It's actually
that's bothering me though. If this shit is so serious, bro, why are you advertising? You should have just got up here and made your video and got your fat ass off. Come on,
delicious. So check it out. You get the mug for free on the third bag or more. Helps progressive causes you try election after an recount, and then the governor, begrudgingly, Brian Kemp, now coming under intense pressure, super right wing, very pro Trump, Republican governor of Georgia. He's the one that kicked people off the voter rolls to win that election against Stacey Abrams in the first place, and he still certified it and said, "I must follow the law." So Diane Druck, thank you for joining, especially at the essentials level. That's where you get our post games. So Georgia's in the books, but the two main states now that we're talking about are Michigan and Pennsylvania. Now, did Biden win those states comfortably? Yes. Should there be any issue at all? No. Has Donald Trump won any cases regarding those two states? None whatsoever. In fact, the Michigan story is very indicative.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something else. Your mic is dead. Can you turn your mic?
Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Where is the attempted coup if Biden has won these? It's fair and square, and Trump is, like you said, going through the courts. So that would mean that the court would uphold something that has no cheating in it, right? Because this is all Trump. So why are you panicking?
Right. And see, I think Biden is putting a legal team together now. Because there's no evidence, because it doesn't stand a chance in court, because no court is taking it. That's some wild shit, man.
Monday is going to be one for the books. I do believe that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that's coming out.
Well, a lot of stuff cannot come out. They can't present evidence to the public before they present it to a court. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are running around like, yo, where's the evidence? They still haven't showed any evidence. Like, okay, well, are you going to decide on the case? You know what I'm saying? Are you like, should you be the person to see the evidence?
Facts. I just talked about that the other day.
Yeah, they're dealing with lawyers, like high-powered lawyers, right? They're not finna do anything stupid.
The people are flipping on my man Tuckerson. I felt some type of way. I'm like, can he be a journalist?
Wait. What did Tucker? Well, Tucker said that it was no evidence.
He said she hasn't presented anything, and the evidence that she gave him, which was a signed and sworn affidavit, he felt like it wasn't enough. But like I'm saying, he's media. They have to create ratings at Fox News now.
I know y'all trying to hang on to Tucker, but you gotta let him go.
I'm not holding on to him, but
you gotta let him go. Tucker knows that it's more evidence. He knows that it's more like he trying to play the game. He gotta get cut. Whoever get playing the game gotta get cut. Like that's just that. I know people was trying to hang on to Tucker Carlson, but man, fuck him. You know, he didn't even he didn't even have to say, you know, all right, the evidence that I got was good, you know, but there needs to be more evidence, blah blah. Like
I put that up there. Last time they gave Tucker something, he lost it. So maybe he needs to just go ahead and chill.
Wait, he lost evidence? What happened with that?
It was something about Hunter Biden's laptop, and they sent it over to Carl. They sent it over to Tucker.
Yeah, he didn't want to present it. He didn't want to put it out there. Yeah,
he lost it.
Yeah. So this strike two, he out here. He gone. Yeah,
Tucker.
And
it bothered me because it feels like cancel culture.
Well, that was the last. No, this ain't cancel culture. This is done culture. So what happens is a lot of people is like, yo, you know, there's still some people over there at Fox News, this, that, and the third. We still rock with Tucker. Oh, Tucker, my man. You know, but we're not fucking with. Nah. The whole building. Out of there. They gotta go. Yeah. But
I don't understand how you can love somebody 4 hours ago and then they say something you don't like and you're like, fuck you.
Oh no, it's just not something that you don't like. There's no emotions involved. We talking facts.
Not with you.
Oh.
But other people that are freaking out.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just facts. When you don't want to deal with facts, you gotta be cut off. Like that's just how that shit go. Especially if you're supposed to be presenting the truth.
Right.
So it's like, all right.
9-ish. This guy's lying while telling the truth. We need to panic, but we don't need to panic because Joe Biden's got it.
What happened with the courts. And then at the very end, I'm going to tell you the Pennsylvania case, how the judge slapped Rudy Giuliani around. He's a Republican judge, Federalist Society, and he was basically telling him this is a humiliating case, and you have no evidence at all. So I'll give you the exact quotes later in this video, so stay tuned for that. First, let's start with Michigan in terms of the big issues. Now, look, if you're wondering what's going on, I mean, these elections are counted in places like Georgia, recounted. Biden has significant leads. This isn't like the year 2000 where about 500 votes separated them. In Michigan, for example, Biden has won by 156,000 votes. It's a giant, giant lead. So there's no dispute at all. So what in the world's going on? So there is this possibility that in some of the states, Republican-led legislatures can say, I don't care who won. I'm just going to say Trump won. General fraud.
Yo, general fraud from. Oh my God, man. This is funny. General fraud that the electorals get to pick.
I'll give you the exact quotes later in this video. So stay tuned for that. First, let's start with Michigan in terms of the big issues. Now, look, if you're wondering what's going on, I mean, these elections are counted in places like Georgia, recounted. Biden has significant leads. This isn't like the year 2000 where about 500 votes separated them. In Michigan, for example, Biden has won by 156,000 votes. It's a giant, giant lead. So there's no dispute at all. So what in the world's going on? So there is this possibility that in some of the states, Republican-led legislatures can say, I don't care who won. I'm just going to say Trump won. General fraud, unproven fraud. Who cares? There's a different slate of electors.
Oh, man. This is going to be so lit, man. When this thing.
General fraud.
So what I'm waiting for is, this is the tipping point. When the whole voting process gets delegitimized, that is going to be the tipping point. That is when That's when you put the seat. Everybody got to put their seatbelt on. When that happens, that's when you put your seatbelt on. Because things are going to escalate fast.
Real quick.
Super fast. And I'm going to be watching all the left channels, man. I'm going to be watching all the left channels.
Shit is going to hit the fan.
Yeah, and like this is what I'm saying though. It's like we should all be worried about this. This is a coup, blah blah. But he it's more than likely not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they delegitimize the whole voting process, they're gonna stop bullshitting. And when they stop bullshitting, it's going to be tears.
Beijing Biden confesses to what? I don't know what that video is.
Yeah.
This guy. It's going to be more than tears. They are going to feel like Trump stole this election from them and that there's corruption in the country. I'm telling you.
Yeah. They saying Trump put a video out tonight that explains the minion and how they cheated.
Trump did? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let me play this. This is a video that was released earlier today. I can't watch any more Young Turks because he makes no sense while making more no sense.
They'll shut your channel down too.
Yes, they will because they're like that.
Do you know they have an office in the YouTube building? That's where their studio is.
Young Turks?
Yeah, their studio is in the YouTube office. Yeah.
Come for me, guys. I don't care.
Yeah. But I'm finna crash out. I'm finna get out of here.
Go ahead, man. I'm about to play this video.
I was trying to get into it with Marlon and what's his name, man?
Who?
I forgot.
Corey?
Yeah.
I think we'll be live on Monday, so check us out on Monday.
All right, man. I'll pull up.
All right. I have to show you guys this video. This came out earlier today, and this is the federal state of China. They are against the CCP party. And I thought this was a really interesting video that they put out. Of course, there are English translations on it. Yep, he spoke on a video and confessed. I don't know. You'd have to send it to me because I have no clue what that is.
你们可以看到，今天愤怒的美国人从美国各地聚集到华盛顿。这个美国真的是川普的美国，共和党已经成了工人党了。他们的捐款来源者都是老百姓，都是大车开车司机和农民。 中产阶级，而且这些人是被共产党残害的最厉害的。美国的中产阶级啊，是美国的中坚力量，是核心啊，他们占到45%到51%了。这些人是被共产党在美国渗透，影响工作，影响生计，一辈子活在房贷、车贷当中的最受残害的中产阶级的其中一部分。这些人现在去了华盛顿，那么这些人最恨的就是共产党。 爆料革命、新中国联邦和美国绝大多数人站在了一起，和世界上绝大多数中产阶级和最穷的穷人站在了一起。啊，我们的敌人就是极少数的利益所得者、利益集团。我们所说的为什么灭共？反对以假治国、以黑治国、以警治国、以骗治国，这是全世界人民反对任何政府。 现在共产党把这个以黑治国、以假治国、以骗治国弄到全世界去，啊，反对以贪反贪，大家现在看到了，不仅中共国利用所谓的反贪，把中国共产党内部的所有的政治敌对面全部给抓进监狱去，100万家庭啊，这就是共产党，这些精神、这些主义在全世界他们在实施，现在在美国已经接近了成功。 共产党一旦控制了美国的总统和美国的选举，他就控制了全人类，这不是吓人的。 所有的目的最终就是要奴役14亿中国人民，所有的目的就是在全世界，他要开展他的所谓的猎狐行动，无人能挡，想抓谁抓谁。
In this video, he just explains how the CCP is trying to control the media. They do control the U.S., the politicians here, and he was recognizing how the American people feel and letting them know, like, we're also fighting over here. If you have, I think it's crazy that we have different countries speaking out now. You know, for me, I've never seen another country fight harder than American citizens for their country to remain intact. You know, a lot of people internationally are speaking up, and I think a lot of people should start paying attention, because this is not conspiracy theory. You can't keep blaming this. It's not real. It's propaganda. It's actually not.
这将是让中国人和全世界人民以牺牲自己的安全、自由、民主。当然，也没有宗教和信仰的自由为代价。
I don't see the video that Trump put out. I don't know if it's on Facebook or YouTube. You have to let me know.
他们采用的手段是极其危险和卑鄙的，那就是今天的冠状病毒。冠状病毒就很简单以毒统治世界，以毒威胁世界，以毒绑架世界经济，以毒分享世界利益。一会儿给你希望，一会儿给你灾难他是左手觉得你死，右手觉得你活另外一个控制媒体，共产党说了，我郭文贵一开始郭文贵没钱了，郭文贵是骗子，我上船房子没了，进房子船没了，我不在船不在房子上，郭文贵跑了，找不着郭文贵的时候干嘛了？郭文贵已经是被遣返了，永远是这样。这帮王八蛋说这些话的人，他连自己的内裤他都都不是自己买来的，人家川普总统。一个在曼哈顿盖了几百栋楼的人
，He's not dead. You
头
sent
两天
it.
又说出来了，川普总统还没
Yeah,
钱
I'll post it.
川普总统没钱了。你说这全人类有这种不要脸的这帮流氓吗？让共产党最有钱的中南城的人，成天说自己没钱，我是无产阶级。你说这个世界上最低级的谎言，一个海
Which one are you guys sending it to?
一个渤海金控都上万亿美元
I
了。
don't see it. Okay, I see
全
that one,
世界
Nicole.
最好的红酒、最好的雪茄、最好吃的东西、最贵的时装都是卖给中国的。在过去的7个月里面，病毒期间，世界上70个大品牌的统计结果，所有最贵的奢侈品，包括最好的红酒，包括法国的那些红酒，包括这些威士忌，包括日本的清酒，将近60%全部流向了中国。在所有在家里边所谓的隔离期那是在玩双休，他不怕病毒享受全世界最好的时尚，他买给他的那些情人的最好的时尚用品，最好的时装，甚至工艺品。
It's so funny hearing international people speak. I will post this so you guys can watch the rest of it. He actually has a few videos up there where he talks more about the CCP and their dealings with U.S. officials. I found the Trump video that you guys said explains Dominion. I actually read the Dominion manual today. And I will say that I was very disturbed behind what I read. I'll talk about it another day.
In this edition of One American News Investigates, we look at Dominion voting systems and its role in the 2020 presidential elections. Glitches, errors, money trails to powerful Democrats. Dominion is just one of 3 major companies providing voting systems to America. But Dominion captured headlines when it was discovered it had glitched 6,000 votes, giving Biden a fraudulent win. This was not an isolated event. In 2016, Antrim County, Michigan affirmed its Republican loyalties by voting Trump 62%, beating Clinton by 4,000 votes. Fast forward 4 years, and Antrim County was shocked to find itself voting Joe Biden over Trump. by 3,000 votes, a complete flip from the last presidential election. Something was very wrong. When the county set to work with a manual recount, they discovered a ghastly error. 6,000 Trump votes were accidentally tallied for Biden. RNC chairwoman Ronna McDaniel held a press conference noting a litany of irregularities in Michigan. But when it came to Antrim County, the irregularity was potentially much bigger in scale.
When they inquired with the clerk, they were told it was a software issue and it was corrected. But now we know that 47 counties use that same software.
It was certainly odd. Republicans wanted an investigation to ensure no more such mistakes happened elsewhere. However, Michigan's Democrat Secretary of State was quick to pronounce such concerns as ridiculous, immediately denouncing any suspicion of technical foul play. Quote, "The software did not cause a misallocation of votes. It was a result of user human error." See? No need to investigate. After all, it's 2020 and software errors are impossible, right?
I'm here to tell you that the electronic voting machines Americans got to solve the problem of voting integrity, they turned out to be an awful idea.
One vote for McCain.
That's because people like me can
I
hack
watched
them
that the other day.
all too easily.
That was some professor out of Michigan back in 2018 in the New York Times. Ignore that. The system Michigan Democrats don't want Republicans to investigate, the system part of what DHS proclaimed, quote, the most secure in American history? Meet Dominion Voting Systems. The Canadian firm, Dominion is one of 3 companies providing 90% of America's voting systems. Dominion serves 28 U.S. states, including battlegrounds like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona, all of Georgia, and Nevada. Incidentally, Michigan was not the only battleground state to experience problems with Dominion. Georgia went all in with Dominion, buying 30,000 machines installed across the state. Just 9 months before the general election, Georgia's Secretary of State boasted of his state's partnership with Dominion to install all these new machines.
Dominion and the Secretary of State's office worked very closely together on making sure we had the staff here to get these things put through.
A few months later, in Georgia's June primaries, Dominion proved to have a few hiccups. Don't take it from us. Here's PBS.
The poll pads took as long as 30 hours to download the voter database, displayed the wrong races, and would randomly shut down. And the power-hungry ballot marking devices blew circuit breakers in numerous locations. Poll workers, many of whom had no hands-on training because of the pandemic, were often befuddled by the new technology.
Indeed, even by the general election 5 months later, Georgia was still in trouble.
They have not certified the elections, including 2 of the most populous in the state, between technical issues.
Let's begin with Liza Lucas. She's live at Gwinnett County's elections office in Lawrenceville, where thousands of votes are in limbo because of a software issue.
There is an issue in Gwinnett County, as officials have told us, that 60,000 Gwinnett County ballots are in limbo after a software issue. And this is according to the communications director of Gwinnett County.
While all of this plays out before our eyes, Republicans demand investigations, but government officials demand we look away.
There have not been any evidence of anything that would undermine the validity of this election, and it's time to move forward.
Meanwhile, the Trump legal team under former New York Mayor and prosecutor Rudy Giuliani disagreed. Antrim County put Dominion systems front and center. Now we must dig deeper.
Now we've got to look at how often did it break down in other parts of the state. And when you look back on the history of Dominion, which is a Canadian firm, it's made mistakes in Canadian elections similar to that.
The Trump legal team's Dominion wing is led by General Michael Flynn's attorney, Sidney Powell, who has long warned Americans the dangers of our election systems relying on foreign software. Mind you, no one is claiming that Dominion is solely responsible for the fiasco and the vote irregularities that defined the 2020 general election. But when we return, prepare to be stunned when you find out just how easy it is to manipulate votes through Dominion. Why one major state deemed Dominion dangerously easy to hack, and how one hacker read the user guide flagging stunning questions for the feds. We'll be right back.
Methods of communication have changed throughout history with the advancement of technology. Since
Damn, they really put the commercials in there. Governor Whitmer just got on TV and said, "You didn't see what you saw on election night. There was no cheating." Okay. If this was Joe and he was screaming, he got cheated, every Democrat on the planet would be backing him and saying that we need a clear, fair election. This wasn't fair. The American people didn't get to choose. But when they cheat and they put their candidate they want to be in office, or try to at least, everybody's crazy. They don't know what they saw. Okay.
1999, giving anyone with an internet connection a chance to send questions to the president as the world watched live on TV, comfort of their own homes. A decade later, this evolved into Franklin D. Roosevelt's fireside chats, where the president could explain his policies with the feeling of a friendly conversation in the form of an evening radio broadcast. Television was still a very new technology in 1947, but that didn't stop Harry Truman from breaking ground as the first president to have a live televised address from the White House. This ushered in a new relationship between the White House and the media. Now, not only could Americans hear their president, they could see him as if they were in the very same room. The late 90s saw the rise of the internet, and Bill Clinton saw this as an opportunity to speak directly with citizens. Clinton held the first presidential web chat in 1999, giving anyone with an internet connection a chance to send questions to the president as the world watched live on TV. Calvin Coolidge believed speaking directly to the press was the best way to bypass Congress to speak with the people. By using Twitter, President Donald Trump modernized this idea for today's population. Like so many before him, President Trump is using the technology of the times, making sure his message is heard clearly and directly by Americans all over.
No voting system is perfect. Here are the heads of the top 3 voting systems telling Congress as much.
Is there any method of voting that's 100% secure?
No. No.
No. They go on to say their voting systems are mostly safe. But here's a Senate letter from December 2019 slamming these 3 companies. Election security experts have noted for years that our nation's election systems and infrastructure are under serious threat. The Senate letter then highlights how the top 3 voting systems, ES&S, Hart Intercivic, and Dominion voting systems, quote, have long skimped on security in favor of convenience, leaving voting systems across the country prone to security problems. The lawmakers who wrote this letter? None other than Senators Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Ron Wyden, and Congressman Mark Pocan, all Democrats. 1 year later, now that America is asking whether Dominion tampered with our votes in Joe Biden's favor, where are these Democrats now? In the last 2 years, Dominion aggressively marketed itself to every state in the union. And while Georgia went all in and lived to regret it, one state gave it a Texas-sized thumbs down. Upon testing Dominion machines and its accompanying systems, the state of Texas concluded Dominion was too, quote, fragile and error-prone and could not be trusted for safe and secure elections. So what makes the machines fragile and error-prone? Ron Watkins, a large systems data analyst, tells One American News after over a week poring over Dominion user guides, he was stunned by how easily ballots could be accessed by one person with access to one machine.
With the Dominion system, you need to be most concerned about activist IT people. The operators system, in my opinion, have way too much power to control the internal features and settings of the system.
Just reading the Dominion manual, Watkins says he understands the system enough to devise an alarming number of ways to alter vote counts across an entire precinct using Dominion.
I was looking at this manual with the mindset of a penetration tester. An administrator would have the ability to delete ballots, reset counts, delete entire batches, etc. There's a lot of things that they can do.
Watkins notes, while there are legitimate reasons for such controls, there's no mention as to whether there's a way to track or hold users accountable for deleting or altering ballots.
Dominion will train between 2 to 6 workers per county who are appointed by the county to undergo election systems training. These 2 to 6 workers are trusted to not tamper with the final tabulation and counts while transferring data between the ICC, which is the ImageCast central tabulation software, and the county. So this transfer process is literally just dragging some folders on a Windows computer onto a flash drive, then physically handing the flash drive to the county. What I want to know is, during this handoff, are these people being watched by auditors or to make sure this flash drive isn't switched out for something else? Are these folders being dragged correctly onto the flash drive? Has the data been altered before or after it's been handed off?
This is where the security problem magnifies.
Do you trust the worker who logs into the tabulation machine to drag the correct votes onto the flash drive? Are they dragging all the votes? Theoretically, you could swap the flash drive for a different flash drive. There's no accountability there. And then once the county commissioner or whoever accepts that flash drive gets the flash drive, do you trust them to not go in and edit the contents before they report it?
As Georgia underwent its recount 2 weeks after Election Day, flash drives were found with uncounted ballots on them. Over 2,700 votes had been forgotten in the initial count. 1,500 of those votes were for Donald Trump, 1,100 for Biden.
So another issue is the keys. The keys to the machine are digital devices. It's unclear what device is. It might be like an RFID device or USB or something, but it is clear that it's a digital device that holds some kind of cryptographic key on it. If you lose this physical key to the machine, then you lose absolute security of the entire precinct. Say Philadelphia was storing these keys in a warehouse and they were robbed and the only thing stolen were these keys and a laptop, then you should consider their entire election to be illegitimate because they have lost the physical security of the system.
That's just what happened in Philadelphia 1 month before Election Day.
Philadelphia police are investigating after somebody broke into an election machine warehouse and stole a laptop and a USB drive. The theft happened last night at the warehouse on the 3500 block of Scotts Lane in East Falls.
Officials were quick to declare this theft had nothing to do with the election and was not malicious at all. An odd declaration. You don't catch the criminal, but you decide you know their motive? Interesting judicial logic, Philadelphia. Meanwhile,
local reporter posted this video on social media where he's seen walking around that same warehouse without being noticed.
Whoever stole those keys in Philadelphia has admin access. Do you trust a random thief who has administrative access to the voting machine? They could have theoretically been able to make as many keys as they want for Philadelphia.
On election night, Donald Trump led Joe Biden by 800,000 votes, major precincts reporting. In the dead of night, that lead disappeared. Biden overtook Trump and took the whole state of Pennsylvania by 60,000 votes. That 60,000 vote bump came from the very Philadelphia county in which the drive and laptop had been stolen. Watkins' list of concerns about Dominion's vulnerabilities went on. Watkins found it strange that algorithms for ballots with just one candidate on it, called an undervote, were so complicated. And it is unclear what happens to these ballots.
The computer may or may not throw out your vote.
Another concern, right after the 2018 midterms, Pennsylvania made a custom request. They requested Dominion change the system to read a straight Republican or straight Democrat ballot, but oddly, read an individual candidate separately from the rest of the straight ticket choices below.
I looked at the font they're using, and it's part of the Arial family of fonts, ARIAL, which is a sans serif font. And with this font family, a capital I and a lowercase l are nearly indistinguishable on a piece of paper. The person who designs the ballot and the race could theoretically put Donald Trump in the Republican Party, not the Republican Party. And that would be a capital I instead of the L. And then everybody else on the Republican Party would just be in the normal Republican Party. In that situation, if you vote just straight party for the Republicans, then Trump would not get a vote. And there are I've been hearing a lot of issues of Trump performing poorly in heavily Republican areas.
Next, Watkins says the machines are not supposed to connect to the internet, but there don't seem to be physical safeguards against connecting to internet through the store-bought laptops.
If even one of these computers was connected to the internet, like if one election worker said, oh, I'm going to look at TikTok videos for the next hour for my break, then the entire precinct is compromised.
But even these concerns were minor compared to what Watkins shared with us next. Dominion's algorithm for handling an anomaly, that is, a stray mark or bleed through from a Sharpie pen.
So this is the big one that I'm most concerned about. If the scanning system detects any anomaly on your ballot, then you are not counted.
What Watkins reveals next explains one of the strangest mysteries of the 2020 election. We'll be right back.
Every day, your body's engaged in a microscopic battle, and it's your immune system's job to detect, deflect, and destroy these invaders and to keep you healthy. One daily dose of Texas Superfood is loaded with the vitamins and minerals and nutrients from 55 raw fruits and vegetables. So your best defense these days is a healthy immune system, and Texas Superfood can help you get it. So if you can't, won't, or don't eat all your fruits and vegetables every day, Texas Superfood is made for you.
Dogs in America are experiencing a health crisis, and the cause may be one specific thing in their diet. It's in hundreds of dog foods, and you may have already noticed warning signs like digestive problems, itching, bad breath, and odors, but the long-term impact can be far worse. Fortunately, world-famous veterinarian Gary Richter has a new trick to improve your dog's food at home without switching brands. To learn how to help your dog live a long, healthy life, just visit checkyourdogfood.com. That's checkyourdogfood.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Diabetics understand all too well the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can immediately reduce your pain. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology.
What happens when your vote is not counted due to an anomaly? Then a scan of your ballot gets saved into a folder on the ICC, the ImageCast Central Tabulation System. This allows for those 2 to 6 people who are trained by Dominion to go through the folder of anomalies and either delete or verify each of the ballots inside the folder. I believe it's called vote adjudication. These workers can theoretically see which candidates have been marked as votes on these anomalous ballots before they are verified and officially cast. So it's possible they could, in theory, handpick a certain party's vote to be verified while throwing out all the others.
But it's the next point that stuns Watkins most.
The biggest issue here is that the system for detecting anomalies can be set up by altering gamma settings on the scanner so that every ballot has an anomaly. This, in effect, by altering gamma settings on the scanner so that every ballot has an anomaly. This, in effect, allows those 2 to 6 trained people to go through and hand check every single ballot before they are verified and cast into the tabulation system as an actual vote. That last point explains to me how certain candidates can get 130,000 votes at once with 0 votes going to the other candidate. It explains to me why vote workers in places like Arizona might have given Sharpies to certain voters, because they might have wanted that specific vote to be caught by the anomaly system and hand verified at a later time.
Watkins says this is a task for the feds.
My recommendation is for data forensics teams, federal data forensics teams, to seize or subpoena the ICC ImageCast Central Vote Tabulation machines, which are just Windows 10 off-the-shelf machines. Go through and see how many votes hit or how many votes arrived into the folder which is specifically set up for anomalies. This one bug has to affect an entire election. And it's not even a bug, this is a feature.
One that would allow enormous batches by the hundreds of thousands to be decided on by a few unmonitored workers.
Your vote doesn't matter in these districts with the Dominion machines in them, because these 2 to 6 people trained by Dominion have ultimate control. It doesn't take a genius to realize that setting the gamma levels incorrectly makes all the battle become anomalies, which you can then go through later and adjudicate. If I was Trump, I would investigate those 2 to 6 people per county first.
Watkins is of the opinion any competent hacker, thief, or paid-off poll worker could game the Dominion system and alter hundreds of thousands of votes. But a bigger question lurks. To what extent was this actually designed by the top on purpose? In September 2020, FEC United founder Joe Oldman had infiltrated Antifa to uncover journalists who were active members of the Antifa group attacking his company in Colorado. Joe, you infiltrated an Antifa conference call this past September and accidentally came upon a top Dominion voting systems executive named Eric Coomer. Describe that call and what it led you to find.
It was interesting how the call started. Someone says, "Who's Eric?" He says, "Eric's Dominion guy." Someone actually said, "Hey, go ahead." Told him to continue speaking. And someone interrupts and says, "What are we going to do if effing Trump wins?" And Eric responds, and I'm paraphrasing this, by the way, "Don't worry about the election. Trump is not going to win. I made effing sure of that." And then they started laughing, and somebody says effing right. And so I just put a simple Google search to start, which was Eric Dominion, Denver, Colorado. And Eric Coomer came up immediately under Dominion voting systems.
Turns out Eric Coomer held a top position at Dominion. With a PhD in nuclear physics, Coomer joined Dominion as vice president of engineering and holds several patents with Dominion, ensuring users can adjudicate ballots from the machines. The very function Ron Watkins pointed out as a huge red flag. After the election, Altman was sent an article highlighting Eric Coomer from Dominion. Altman started looking into Eric again. Eric was the director of strategy and security at Dominion and a shareholder in the company.
When I got into his Facebook page, that's when things really started to kind of come together for me that Eric Coomer was this, he was not just Antifa, he was responsible for putting his finger on the scales of our election.
And Dominion seemed to be a friendly place for such anti-Trump sentiment. Coomer goes on to travel to battleground states all of 2019.
Whatever they were building to coming into the 2020 election, that he made sure it happened. He made sure that that Dominion voting systems was in all the battleground states for the 2020 election.
Eric shared 3 folders of screenshots capturing the disturbing profile of Eric Coomer, starting back in the 2016 election.
So this is a rant. He says rant, Facebook friend land open call. If you're planning to vote for this autocratic, narcissistic, fascist, asshat blowhard and his Christian jihadist VP pick, unfriend me now. No, I'm not joking. I'm not for reason, political discourse, and healthy debate.
You could see how he started to just become unhinged. So he actually talks about the fact that his work has the same mentality that he has towards being anti-Trump.
Altman shares over 80 images of posts Coomer shared on his pages. The Antifa Manifesto, songs like Dead Prez, Body Count, Cop Killer, F the USA. Once Altman begins the expose, Coomer panics.
He locked down everything. He scraped the internet of everything having Eric Coomer on it. So they even went into lead candy. Dominion took them off their website, removed them from the board position on their site. They've literally made Eric Coomer a ghost.
As we were putting this investigation together, the public listings of employees for Dominion were fast dwindling from public purview. But we also came upon a friend of Coomer, a woman named Penelope Chester Starr. She works at Dominion too. As communications director, her resume reads Clinton Foundation and vice president of the Bill and Hillary Clinton cash cow, Teneo. Teneo booked Bill Clinton speaking engagements. Chester Starr also organizes anti-Trump rallies in Canada. These are just 2 Dominion employees of dozens more with clear anti-Trump allegiances. In Coomer's case, he was in a position of power to actually act upon his rage against Trump and Trump voters. What does he mean when he says, Trump won't win, I made effing sure of that? Nothing? According to DHS's former cybersecurity director, Chris Krebs, this was our most secure election in history. Nothing to see here. Incidentally, Krebs's now infamous most secure election in history memo was co-written with the endorsement of the Election Commission. Dominion is on that commission. Dare we dig deeper? We'll be right back.
Identified political correctness as a threat to America.
Using a Dominion machine and Smartmatic software. We have got to have an American company that uses paper ballots that we can all verify so every one of us can see that our vote.
In the early 2000s, the election technology market had over 20 competitors. 20 years later, Dominion and 2 others dominate the voting technology market in America. This is a problem, especially if their Antifa-drenched engineers are hell-bent on deleting half of America's voice. If they're saying this in the open, what are they saying behind closed doors? In 2014, Dominion partnered with the Clinton Foundation. Dominion admits this, but assures all, their partnership with the Clinton Foundation has nothing to do with how Dominion tabulates votes across America. Go ahead, believe them. Big media, big tech, and big government demand that you do. Meanwhile, citizens like Joe Oltman, analysts like Ron Watkins, news outlets like OAN, and lawyers like Sidney Powell will keep asking the questions the FBI refuses to, and the left demands you ignore.
Some pretty intense stuff there. People tend to think this is fake, but it's like not. There's sleeper cells. I feel like there's been sleeper cells put in these positions strategically to get power back in this country. It's not, our lives have become the type of stuff that they put in movies. People are literally trying to save America right now. And you got some idiots that think this stuff is fake. Or I think that it's cool and they're sitting here watching a movie. You guys are being idiots, man. He's got some crazy stuff on his page. I wish that there was some type of audio. Oh, these are some of his messages before he scrubbed. In the end, Mr. President, the simple reality is that Antifa isn't a thing. You can't end it. You can't arrest it. You can't silence it. Nor can any decent nation would the attempt even be made. Antifa means anti-fascism. I'm about to show this to you guys. This is real. He sounds extremely radical, like Antifa. Can't erase it. It's not going nowhere. We're here. Blank, send this video to General Bars. I don't know who that is. General Bars? Are you talking about Barr? Talking about William Barr? Okay. There it is. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it too. Can you see it? Can you see it? Department of Justice. This is on his social media. Now, when there is a kid that does a shooting or something crazy happens, they make sure to go back and see what was all over their social media. They blast it for the world to see, especially if it's like a mass shooting type thing. They'll show their little manifesto or a lot of stuff that they were interested in. But we don't hear anything about this guy. And this guy is a fascist. America is not, in spite of having openly admitted fascists, having an openly admitted fascist as president, a fascist nation. We've had wars about this. The fascists are 0-2. Please, Mr. President, let's not try to make it 0-3 because it will never be, ever, 1-2. None of us wants to see the death toll from your attempt to make it so. So it sounds like he's threatening America. That sounds like a threat to America. Why is it on Facebook? Why didn't this go against their community standards where you have someone pretty much threatening the president and daring him to try to win again? And then you got this guy who is ahead of the security for these voting machines that we used. And there's nothing wrong with this election. Nothing at all. Okay. Okay. This is crazy. I heard there's video in Pennsylvania of people shredding ballots. Wow, I didn't even know I was on here for 2 hours. It is late. So they kicked this dude off of social media. This other guy disappears. They have taken the Gateway Pundit off social media. Yeah, this is not like an attempt to suppress or cover up anything. We're not allowed to get the truth as people. And I think that's sad to say in America. All our information is completely censored. We hear from who they want us to hear from. Now imagine if you didn't have independent organizations or like independent researchers or independent content creators that actually give a shit to like point stuff out. People would still be being lied to. They put you in echo chambers on the internet, especially Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Like your information is being censored. That should piss you off. That should disturb everyone. Like, not even, it shouldn't unnerve you, but it should definitely disturb you. Like, why are you trying to censor what I get to ingest? Why are you censoring other opinions? Why are you trying to hide the truth from people? Like, what is it? Nobody likes to ask those questions. Oh my gosh. This is it's people should be scared. Not scared like living in fear, but you should be disturbed and you should want to know more about what they are doing and why they want to hide so much information. Why do they want people stupid, dumbed down? Why do they lie about who the president-elect is? Why are they lying about these votes? If nothing is wrong, why are you fighting so hard to make it seem like Trump is psycho? Just show the damn ballots. Give them the memory card. Let people investigate. Let the authorities do what they have to do and move on with life. If you honestly did nothing, you would never fight this hard to keep the truth hidden or an alternative. Sorry. But yeah, like why fight so hard to like block an alternative or and just another side of it? Why do you want people to have one stream of knowledge and it come from one source? That in itself is like extremely cultish. You want to keep feeding people the same shit. And as soon as another idea comes in, you like viscerally attack it, call it a conspiracy theory, like dox people, do all types of crazy stuff to people for telling the truth, for exposing another side. I don't know, bro. I just think people need to get it together because this is not something fake anymore. This is not like a conspiracy theory that you can just blow off and not pay attention to. Like this is happening in America right now. I never thought I would be experiencing this, like ever. Knowing that there is censorship. Knowing that some people won't ever be able to watch my video. Some people are so just brainwashed. It's scary. We have a bunch of sleeper cells walking around. You know, and once shit hits the fan and people just snap, these politicians aren't going to give a fuck about us. They're not going to care. They're not going to care that they just sat and lied to millions of people and caused destruction and discord and evil. They don't give a shit. Are you going to DC on the 12th? I unfortunately won't be doing any like speaking engagements, showing up to events right now because I'm overseas now. If I put together a travel fund and I have people that are interested in having me, absolutely I'll make those trips. But I won't be there on the 12th. See, I learned that assassinations didn't go over that well in the 60s, so they're controlling the media now. It's like this is how I feel about it all. It is a hell of a responsibility to get information out to people and tell them, like, hey, you got to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're being lied to. And then you're responsible for, like, exploding their minds sometimes. because some people can't fathom this. It just doesn't seem real to them. They're just like, that would never happen in America, yo, and you're crazy for thinking that. It's called cognitive dissonance. It goes beyond your realm of reality because you're not in reality. You are in la la land, right where they want you to be. Like, seriously, people are on autopilot and they're just going. They voted. Okay, Joe Biden won. Well, the news said he was the president-elect and Trump's just trying to steal the election. We just showed you what the Young Turks is saying. I don't know. It disturbs me because I have children and my kids are going to grow up in this. I often worry, like, who are you going to, like, marry? Who are you going to spend the rest of your life with? I look at the world and I'm like, I can't imagine them. They're young, so I got a long time, but damn, it's getting rough out here, man. Konnichiwa. It's getting rough out here. And everybody sleep. They got you locked in right where they want you. And you hear the truth and you automatically dismiss it as a conspiracy theory. I don't know how many lives I could do like this to wake people up from the slumber that they are in. This dude and another woman is working at Dominion voting. No, they don't like Trump. There was this is crazy. There was an interview that, did she do it with Chris? Who did she do it with? Wolf Blitzer. I think that's his name. Nancy Pelosi did an interview where he questioned her on some things. And she didn't like that. She thought she was going to be going there for an easy interview. And he wasn't going to press her on stuff. But he did. And honestly, I thought this shit was funny as hell because it showed her sweating. She got ruffled. But I noticed one thing that she called him. She called him a sympathizer. I'm like, what? This is stuff you say in like communist countries where you're saying that there's somebody that pretty much feels empathy or feels sorry for the bad guys. You're being a sympathizer for this group. I'm like, for the Republicans, as if Republicans aren't Americans and they don't have a say what happens in America as well as Democrats. They want it to be ran solely by Democrats. They're fighting to get Joe Biden in there. The election was November 3rd. It's the 22nd of November. And you still don't know who your president is. Americans are still waiting for some type of like normalcy again. I'm going to play this for you guys so you can see it. This is nuts. Just watch her reaction to him asking a question that doesn't go along with the narrative.
As you know, there are Americans who are being evicted from their homes. They can't pay the rent. Many Americans are waiting in food lines for the first time in their lives. Can you look them in the eye, Madam Speaker, and explain why you don't want to accept the president's latest stimulus offer?
Well, because thank you very much, Wolf, and I hope you'll ask the same question of the Republicans about why they don't really want to meet the needs of the American people. But let me say to those people, because all of my colleagues We represent these people. I have for over 30 years represented my constituents. I know what their needs are. I listen to them, and their needs are not addressed in the president's proposal. So when you say to me, why don't you accept theirs? Why don't they accept ours? Our legislation is there to do three things primarily: to honor our workers, honor our heroes, our healthcare workers, our police and fire first responders, our teachers, our transportation, sanitation, food workers, the people who make our lives work. We couldn't be doing what we're doing without them. Many of them have risked their lives so that to save lives, and now they will lose their jobs because Mitch McConnell says let the states go bankrupt.
Excuse me for
let
interrupting,
the states go bankrupt.
Madam Speaker, but they really need the money right now. And even members of
I
your own,
understand that, but
but even members of your own caucus, even members of your own caucus, Madam Speaker, want to accept this deal. $1.8 trillion. Congressman Ro Khanna, for example. But let me just quote Ro Khanna, a man you know well. I assume you admire him. He's a Democrat. And he just said this. He said, people in need can't wait until February. $1.8 trillion is significant and more than twice the Obama.
And many of your colleagues apologize for the Republican position. Ro Khanna, that's nice.
Did you hear that? You're an apologist? I'm going to show you what this word means.
That isn't what we're going to do, and nobody's waiting till February. I want this very much now because people need help now. But it's no use giving them a false thing just because the president wants to put a check with his name on it in the mail, that we should not be doing all we can to help people pay the rent, put food on the table, to enhance benefits, that they don't lose their jobs if they're state and local, we're talking about the consequences of a pandemic, that the symptoms of a problem that the president refuses to address.
But you know,
and that is the coronavirus.
We know
that is
we
the
know
coronavirus.
the problem out there, but there are millions of Americans who have lost their jobs. They can't pay the rent. Their kids need the food.
That's right, and that's what we're trying to get done.
$1.8 trillion, and the president just tweeted, "Stimulus, go big or go home." He wants even more right now. So why not work out a deal with him, and don't let the perfect, as they say here in Washington, be the enemy of the good.
Well, I will not let the wrong be the enemy of the right.
What's wrong with $1.8 trillion?
You know what? Do you have any idea what the difference is between the spending that they have in their bill and that we have in our bill? Do you realize that they have come back and said all these things for child tax credits and earned income tax credits, or helping people who have lost their jobs, are eliminated in their bill? Do you realize they pay no respect to the fact that child care is very important for people whose children cannot go to school because they're doing remote learning, and yet they minimize the need for child care, which is the threshold with which people, mothers and fathers, can go to work if they have that? Do you have any idea of how
that's precisely why, Madam Speaker,
they're concerned?
That's why it's so important right now. Yesterday, I spoke to Andrew Yang, who says the same thing. It's not everything you want,
but you know what?
There's a lot there.
Honest to God, you really, I can't get over it, because Andrew Yang, he's lovely. Ro Khanna, he's lovely. They are not negotiating this situation. They have no idea of the particulars. They have no idea of what the language is here. I didn't come over here to have, so you're the apologist for the Obama, excuse me. God forbid.
Madam Speaker, I'm not an apologist. I'm asking you serious questions because so many people are in desperate need right now. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
When was the last time?
Let me respond to you.
Let me ask you, when was the last time, Madam Speaker, when was the last time you spoke with the president about this?
I don't speak to the president. Speak with his representative.
Why not call him and say, Mr. President, let's work out a deal. It's not going to be everything you want, not going to be everything I want. But there are so many Americans right now who are in desperate need. Let's make a deal.
What makes me amused, if it weren't so sad, is how you all think that you know more about the suffering of the American people than those of us who are elected by them to represent them at that table. It is unfortunate that we do not have shared values with this White House, and that they have in their bill Why don't you talk about in their bill a tax break for the wealthiest families in the country while they cut out the earned income tax credit for the poorest families in our country and the poorest children in our country? That we have to fight with them to get them to address the coronavirus crisis because they have said it was a hoax, it was magical, it's a miracle, it's going to cure it. It hasn't. And that's why we find ourselves in this situation. I feel very confident about the knowledge that I bring to this, but more importantly, the knowledge that our chairs of jurisdiction, science-based, academically documented, institutionally suggested in terms of what the cost would be to do it and to do it that way. And about, we talk about childcare, yes. We talk about safety in the workplace. Safety in the workplace, that's a very important issue, especially in the time of the pandemic. So what I say to those people is, we're going to get a deal. And when we do, it will be retroactive. It will be retroactive.
Here's what you wrote in a letter to House Democrats, Madam Speaker. And I ask these questions only, as you know, so many millions of Americans are suffering
well, you
right
quote
now.
Two people who know nothing about the agreement. Well, or not, there is no agreement, but what the suggestions are, as if there's some authority on the subject. Please give equal weight to to all of the chairmen on the committee who have written this bill.
But so many of your fellow Democrats in the House, they want a deal right now.
No, that isn't.
The problem solvers, they all want a deal right now.
Yeah.
And here's what they're complaining about, because you wrote a letter to House Democrats and you said this. Let me read a line from the letter you wrote. The president only wants his name on a check to go out before Election Day and for the market to go up. Is that what this is all about? Not allow the president to take credit if there's a deal that will help millions of Americans right now?
He's not that important. But let me say this, with all due respect, and you know, we've known each other a long time, you really don't know what you're talking about. If the plural of anecdote is not data. Yes, there's some people who said this or that. Overwhelmingly, my caucus wants what is right for the American people. Overwhelmingly, our chairman who wrote the bill, read their statements. They all put out their own statements when they saw what the White House was proposing. So do
you notice what she's saying? Right? Hold on. She keeps saying, my caucus, my colleagues, we know what the American people need. We are working with it. And he keeps bringing up, well, you know what? Democrats aren't really happy with how you're handling it, you know? Democrats aren't really on board with you. And her response is, who the fuck are they? They don't know shit. Me and my colleagues got this handled right now. Who are they? You love Nancy, but her district is shitty. She's not doing anything for America. In fact, she's holding a check back. Her constituents aren't even allowed to question her. Who are you to question me? You bring them up as if they are of some authority, like they matter. Who the fuck are they? Yo. They are Democrats just like you, drunk Nancy. And they're allowed to ask questions about what the fuck you're doing. You don't just get off and do whatever the hell you want, say what you want, sign what law you want, give money here, there, everywhere. You don't just get to do what you want to do. It's not about you. So they're absolutely allowed to question you, and you should give an answer if you have nothing to hide. These people are on a God complex where they feel like they rule the White House and the American people. I really feel like people are not paying attention to this bitch. Listen to what the hell she just said. Please, because you just said you love her.
And have some level of respect for the people who have worked on these issues, written the bill to begin with. Now, let me just say this in terms of the numbers. I want people to do the math. We had 3.4, which would meet the needs of the American people for a sustained period of time, so that there was some certainty in what would happen. The Republicans said no. Well, so we took it down $1 trillion by cutting the time. We took it down another $2 billion. So we're now $1.2 billion down. We came down to 2.2. At the same time, since tomorrow will be 5 months since we passed the bill, at the same time, because there was no resolution, Mitch McConnell said, let's pause. The virus didn't pause, and now we're at a place where we need more money. We need more money for PPP, for our small businesses. We need more money for our airlines. We need more money for our schools. So we have absorbed nearly $500 billion more of expenses still within the 2.2.
I understand all of that.
How long have we been feeding the children? How long have we been doing this?
And I have only the greatest respect for you.
So do the math.
Madam Speaker, I have only the greatest respect for you. I just want to point out that $1.8 trillion. $1.8 trillion is a lot of money. The American people need that money ASAP because they're suffering right now. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying.
And you don't care how it's spent.
I care, of course, how it's spent. But what I don't understand is why not talk to the president personally, call him up and say, Mr. President, let's get a deal tomorrow.
Look, let me say this. The president has sent Mr. Mnuchin to negotiate. That's what we've done with other presidents. This isn't unusual. With President Bush, we did this quite a bit because that's how you negotiate. And then you take it to the president. Mr. Mnuchin, I think he has integrity representing his position. May I finish, please? But he has integrity representing his position, but his position has no integrity. They do not share our values. Have a little respect for the fact that we know something about these subjects. And there's a big difference between Democrats and Republicans in whether they want to give a big tax cut to the wealthiest people in the country.
This is the same shit they talk about all the time. This is how they draw people in. And the Republicans, they don't want to tax the wealthy. Bro, you guys are raping America, period. You are raping and draining and lining your own pockets. Why are people so stupid and they don't realize this shit, bro? Why? Man, people are being fucking stupid. I swear.
And there's a big difference between Democrats and Republicans in whether they want to give a big tax cut to the wealthiest people in the country in their bill, in the CARES Act. We tried to take it out in this bill. Instead, they took out earned income tax credit, child tax credit, expanded health benefits to UI benefits to the extent that it was agreed to before.
Right.
So this is, I have every confidence in what and the arguments that we make because it's based on science and documentation. Our chairs know their stuff. They know what they're doing. With all due respect to the kind of people you were referencing, and
the Democrats he was referencing. People in your party, America, the people you say that you work for, the people that you say you represent. With all due respect to those people that you're talking about. But we need to listen to the chairman, the Black Caucus, me, Chuck, and the Democrat Party, and you guys just need to sit down and shut up. That's pretty much what she said.
Their enthusiasm. I welcome their interest. I welcome their originality of their thinking. But the fact is, we have a responsibility to meet the needs of the American people in a retroactive way, so they're not at a total loss. They are at a loss because the president has ignored the virus. I wish you would spend time on the fact that if he had not ignored the virus, we wouldn't be in the position we're in, but we are. And let me say about that also, I hope that I'm pleased that these pharmaceutical companies are taking the responsible position to halt and hopefully then resume, because we want the public to have confidence in whatever therapies or whatever vaccines come along, that they will take them.
Right.
And to people who say, well, I don't trust Trump on that, if we trust.
Wow. Wow. So Trump didn't have any good scientists, you guys? Nobody that Trump had as a scientist working on the coronavirus, they don't know shit about what they're talking about. These companies that have always put out medicine, shots, they're no longer able to be trusted because of Trump. And then you got this idiot who is probably black because he's got a Steelers thing up there. I'm just going to go out there and guess. And you're saying that Biden is president. Trump is still the president until January 2021. And I think he will remain in the White House. Media does not declare a president. Certified votes do. And the votes still are not all certified. Once you have a president, the sitting president, challenging an election, it stops and you investigate. So, Joe Biden is not the president-elect of anything other than his basement, like I tell all your other friends. He is not the president of the United States, and he never will be. You just watched Nancy Pelosi sit on TV and not even give a crap about not black people, Americans. I can't anymore. Trolls are about to come, and you know what? It's late. You guys need to get to sleep. It's like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning there. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. I did not expect to be on here this long. I was just going to show those videos and then get off, but I got caught up in all this stuff. Excuse me. Christopher will pray for you. We will pray for you, okay? Because you're, I'm sure, an adult male on here trolling. It gets boring after the second comment. You're here trolling a page that is not bothering or trolling you. I'm just on here speaking, and I just so happen to be a Trump supporter because I believe in America. So, I think you should go rethink your vote and figure out why you voted for him. Because if you're black, like I feel you are, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for voting for a known racist and then hollering Black Lives Matter. And then you have the lie that Trump's racist. Then you just told us all that Biden was the president. So it's obvious you are not working with that much intellect upstairs, and you just wanted attention. You wanted attention. Oh, you're white. Oh, that's even worse. So I'm pretty sure now that you said that, did you vote? How much you want to bet he's going to say no? And I could be completely wrong, but did you even vote? Did you participate at all in this election? You voted. Okay. and you voted for Biden. I almost want to give you the link because now I'm interested in talking to you. Okay. Is Trump a racist? He's answering my questions, so. He said, yep. And Biden is not a racist. Are you just saying yep? Because I asked you, is Biden a racist? Probably. Is Biden a dirty politician? You know what, Chris? I'm going to drop the link for you. I'm going to drop the link for you because I'm curious. I really am. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not. I want to know what's going on upstairs with you. Because I don't understand. One word, Willie, I'm bored as fuck with this troll. I don't know who's doing all the ha 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 laughs. I have no idea. But I'm going to drop the link in here. I'm interested to see what you have to say. I hope people watch this in the morning and get a good laugh. Maybe he is the one sending all the laughs. Who knows? But you know, that moves my video up in the algorithm. So thank you. You're helping me get some. Oh, they stopped. Nah. Oh, they came back. Thank you. You're helping my video jump into the algorithm. So now people are going to come watch me and it's all because of you. But listen, there's the link for you, man. I really want to understand why you like Biden. I'm interested in your views on America. You don't have to show your face. You can just come on here and be your voice. You guys think he's going to answer? Kenya, you, Kenya. Kenya. You know what, Kenya, just because I'm bored, go ahead. Only because I'm bored, and I really want to hear what the hell you got to say. I hope. Nay. You guys are funny. I hope that you've been learning something while watching this. I really do. But if you're going to be rude, man, we're going to have a problem. Oh, my God. Late nights with Suni when she's bored. This is what happens. He ran away. He didn't want to come on here and talk to me, guys. Oh, man. She said, yep. So you've been getting red pilled. I'm 3/4 of a tank. Bruh. Are you... Click the link, dog. How y'all both... You can't be... How you gonna dislike another black person, man? Come on. Everybody needs to have a kumbaya moment and be friends. Are you going to come on, Kenya? Because if not, I'm going to get off. I invited Christopher on here, and Christopher shut his mouth. Guess that's a no. I got put in Facebook jail for 24 hours. It's relaxing. Are you coming on or no? Notice how all the Facebook, yeah, it was him. He's like, ooh. I'd love to stick around and see what happens, but I'm almost on empty. Good night. Good night, people. Or they just check out. Okay, I can't, what is it? I can't make you see what you don't see. Like, nah, I gotta practice this coding. Then why you asked to come on? You said add me. What are you coding, Kenya? Please tell us all what you're coding. What are you in school for? Nobody wanted to come talk to me. I'm a little bit offended. I feel like I'm fun to talk to. Y'all still talking about it like it's over. Lamont, hit the link, dog. I don't want to read your comments. I want you to come talk to me. I want to know your thoughts. Lamont King McDaniel. Hit the link right there. It's a blue link. It's right there in my comment section. It's not flying by tonight. Good night, Kate. It's a chill night. There's not really many people here. He didn't respond to me. Do you work for Dominion, Kenya? I'm sure if Kenya did work for Dominion, she might help somebody cheat. She might. Absolutely, I agree. Voted for Trump, never voted for Obama and Biden. Most of my friends are still on the plantation. Oh man, we gotta get them off. Educate her if you think you can. Johnny Cooley? Who is that? Oh, he disappeared too. I gave him the link and he said, never mind. Let me shut up. Are you talking about I can see that link on my phone. I can't see it on the computer though. Nobody wants to come talk to me. Christopher went into hiding. He said, y'all are talking about it like it's over. Well, he wasn't expecting me to pay attention and highlight his comment, but I look for your comments. Anybody that comes in here to troll, right? I look for your comments. Like, I want you to challenge me because I'm forever learning. We all need to be challenged. Ask me every single question in the world. I'm going to tell you, I don't know because I don't have an answer, or I'm just going to give you the truth. No takers. Man, the internet has made so many people P words where they feel like they can come on here and talk whatever shit they want to talk. But when I say hit the link, they disappear. Silence is golden. My mom used to say that to me all the time. Just be quiet sometimes. Silence is golden. No, I want to talk. Good night. She said, night, night, nay. Kenya is petty. That's me. Damn. They always, people say my name wrong. Johnny Cooley? Coley? What is it? Did I say it wrong? But duct tape is silver. This is so funny. Kate's like, I'm scared I'm going to miss something. You can watch it back. Nobody's going to challenge me tonight. It's too late. And, you know, Corona's got everybody on strict curfews. You have to stay off the internet between 10 and 5 a.m. And then you can get back on and do your research. You also can't go outside because that's just how coronavirus works. It doesn't penetrate in your house. Wait, your house is no longer safe. The privacy in your own house is no longer safe. Now you have to wear masks in your house. Because that's the only way to save you from coronavirus. Then there's a vaccine that's coming out. What, 90% effective? Even though this disease, this virus is pretty much 98% chance of recovery. So you mean to tell me I can get over this? I'm not going to die from it unless I got some extra going on with me. I'm not going to die from it. So why am I wearing a mask? In my house at that. Outside. Why are all these businesses closed? Why can't the American people get a stimulus check? Why is it about where you can put money, where you can put money in your pockets with these politicians? Why? You should be asking why. Why? 95%. Okay. Thanks for correcting me. 99.98. I've seen both of those numbers. I just choose 98. It seems to make people feel better. All these things. You should stop letting people insult your intelligence. I don't think we have that many stupid people running around our country. There's got to be like at least over. How many people are in America? 300 million? Let me see, because I don't even remember.